it ain't too good. I mean, I done seen some rooms where I'm like, yo, this some pink puffy bullshit. I mean, Hello Kitty posters and very little, I'm afraid. Would you like to?
Less than 20 years. It is the time some scientists are giving to the Arctic polar ice to be completely melted if we don't manage to reduce radically our greenhouse gas emissions. We are already observing the catastrophe happening as the Arctic polar ice has been decreasing by 13% every decade for about 40 years. The disastrous ecological consequences of such a disappearance are becoming more and more ingrained in the collective unconsciousness. But despite these ecological considerations, the space freed up by the melting of the ice in the Arctic presents some interests and challenges, both strategic and economic, for the new world powers capable of investing in the region. What will happen once the Arctic region will become a vast ocean? Which state powers will be tempted to invest in the region, and for what reasons? If so, what an unseen before proximity between world superpowers could produce. The Black Cygnet Society will try to answer these questions by suggesting a foresight scenario on an escalation of tensions between China, the United States and Russia in the Arctic region in 2050. But before, let's explore together the present dynamics occurring in the Arctic region. The primary interest of the Arctic region is the new trading routes passing through the Arctic Circle. Two furrows are emerging, the Northern Sea Route and the Northeast Passage. These new maritime axes are likely to become major trade routes in the decades to come. Indeed, the Northern Sea Route offers a gain of 10 to 20 days on journeys between East Asia and Europe and energy savings from 30 to 40%. Therefore, this route could enable China to strengthen its economic presence in the European markets. A reduction in the price of Chinese products by reducing transport costs thus present a real gain for China. The latter also made its first Arctic journey in 2012 between Shanghai and Reykjavik aboard Chinese icebreakers, the Xuelong. On a more recent note, in 2017, a commercial tanker carried gas from Norway to South Korea sailed across the Northern Sea Route without the help of an icebreaker. The other major interest of the Arctic region lies in the mining and foresight energy deposits that the sea ice will be able to leave free from drilling during the melting. According to the researcher Enfin Jogansendale, 61 oil and coal deposits have already been discovered in the Arctic Circle. Today, 10% of the world oil and 25% of the gas is produced in the Arctic within the limits of the accessible zones. In addition, the presence of the Arctic polar ice only allows, at the moment, to few missions of exploration of possible deposits of fossil fuels to happen. Nevertheless, the United States Geological Survey has estimated that undiscovered oil deposits are equivalent to 30 billion barrels, which represents 5% of the world's current oil reserve. Many deposits of thorium has been discovered in Canada, Siberia, and especially in Norway, where there are 170,000 tons of thorium in coastal areas of the country. Thorium is considered a substitute for uranium in nuclear power generation of energy. This resource seems to have certain advantage compared to the current use of uranium, in particular the reduction of nuclear waste. However, its use is still in the study and development phase because its possible use is highly controversial in the scientific community. Despite these concerns, it is possible to see the emergence in the years to come of thorium-powered nuclear power plants in China and India. Linked to its oil and gas exploration, Russia is developing a network of scientific, logistical, military and communication bases along its Arctic coastline. Its desire to secure the resources present on the Russian territory is carried out in close collaboration with China. This understanding seems to be intensifying on many levels. At the economic level, trade between China and Russia reached $107 billion in 2019, an increase of 17% since 2014. Scientific and academic cooperation has also been established between these two powers. Chinese-Russian Arctic forums are held annually and allow an exchange between Chinese and Russian academics on scientific, military, environmental, and even economic research. The 9th edition of this forum in 2020 was in particular an opportunity for China to highlight 4 themes including the economic development of the Arctic region with a deepening of cooperation between China and Russia. The Black Cygnet Society have presented you a brief overview of the present dynamics that are occurring in the Arctic region. For more information, you could check the article or the reference used and the contact details in the description below. See you next time.